The scorching sun beamed down on the vast South African savanna, where two powerful figures moved silently. Kota, a majestic male lion with a thick mane, led the way. Beside him, Leia, the only lioness he trusted, moved with increasingly heavy steps. They had roamed these lands freely for years, hunting antelope and basking in the grandeur of the wild. But then, a merciless drought arrived. Water sources dried up, prey became scarce, and survival grew more fragile than ever. With no choice left, Kota and Leia abandoned their familiar territory in search of a new home. A brutal journey began. In the first few days, they crossed vast grasslands, but prey remained nothing more than a mirage. Hunger gnawed at their strength, and Kota's sharp golden eyes now held exhaustion. Leia, carrying life within her, grew weaker with each passing moment. Every step was a battle. One night, as Kota stood guard, Leia suddenly collapsed. Her breathing was shallow, her eyes tightly shut. Kota moved closer, gently brushing his mane against her, trying to share what little warmth remained. But danger never ceased to lurk in the darkness. A pair of hyenas emerged from the shadows. They smelled blood, sensing Leia's vulnerability. Their eerie laughter echoed through the night. Kota let out a deafening roar, his mane bristling, his fangs bared. But the hyenas outnumbered him, their eyes gleaming with hunger. Could Kota protect his mate? With his last ounce of strength, Kota lunged, delivering a lethal bite to the lead hyena's throat. It shrieked in agony before collapsing. The others hesitated. Seizing the moment, Kota let out a thunderous roar, driving them back into the darkness. But the battle had drained him. Beside him, Leia remained motionless. Would she be able to continue the journey? After weeks of wandering in despair, a cool breeze carried the scent of water and fresh grass to Kota's nose. He lifted his head, before them lay a lush land. They had found Makadu, the great wildlife reserve of South Africa. But this land did not just hold life, it held humans as well. Two conservationists, Chio and Namsa, discovered large lion tracks near the central river. They immediately set out in their patrol vehicle, following the trail. Concerned, yet intrigued. In the days that followed, Leia and Kota slowly adjusted to their new surroundings. But Leia moved more sluggishly, spending longer hours resting in the grass. She was close to giving birth. Namsa, with her trained eye, recognized this, but she also noticed a worrying sign: Leia might struggle during labor. 4 months later, the pain arrived. Leia let out agonized roars, writhing on the ground. Kota paced anxiously around her, his roars filled with desperation. But 2 days passed, and still, no cub was born. Namsa and Chio watched from a distance, their hearts heavy. If they didn't intervene, Leia might die. But approaching wild lions was dangerous. Kota could attack at any moment. Yet they couldn't just stand by. Slowly, they drove closer. Kota immediately turned, his roar shaking the air. His mane stood on end, his claws raking the dirt. He was warning them. One wrong move could cost them their lives. Namsa made the bold decision to step out, advancing cautiously. Every sense heightened to its peak. She spoke softly, her tone soothing. Kota glared, his eyes burning with fire. But Leia, overcome with pain, barely reacted. This was their only chance. Chio swiftly administered an injection to aid the birth. Kota roared again but did not attack. He stood still, watching. Somehow, he understood, they were not there to harm Leia. 2 hours later, a faint cry filled the air. A tiny lion cub had entered the world in this new land. Leia, though exhausted, had a glimmer of joy in her eyes. Kota stepped forward, gently licking his cub. For the first time, he was not just a king, he was a father. They named him Mosi, a new beginning. Kota no longer growled at Chio and Namsa when he saw them. He observed them, his gaze no longer filled with hostility, but with understanding. A silent trust had been formed. Though the boundary between humans and the wild remained, an invisible thread now linked them. The next day, as Chio and Namsa patrolled, they saw Kota and Leia standing on a grassy ridge, watching their vehicle pass by. Mosi, now stronger, trotted beside his mother. There was no more roaring, no more fear. Only a miraculous bond between humans and nature. Mosi seemed to recognize the humans who had helped his family, his young eyes brimming with curiosity. Kota remained the ruler of this land. But he knew that, because of humans, his family was still whole. Leia licked her cub's head, affirming that no matter how great the trials, life would always endure. As the sun set over McAdoo, a powerful roar echoed across the plains. A roar of survival, of love, and of a new beginning. The sound resonated across the savannah, announcing to all creatures that a new generation had arrived. That no matter how harsh nature could be, the strong would always find a way to endure. Chio and Namsa smiled quietly, knowing that their conservation efforts had yielded something beautiful. And as they drove away, Mosi stood there, his bright eyes glistening under the twilight sky. The journey of Kota, Leia, and their cub Mosi is more than just a tale of survival, it is a testament to the power of resilience, trust, and the unbreakable bond between life and those who safeguard it. In the face of adversity, Kota and Leia pushed beyond their limits, proving that strength is not just about power but also perseverance. Their story reminds us that no matter how difficult the path, determination can lead to new beginnings. Equally powerful is the role of compassion. Chio and Namsa, despite the dangers, stepped forward to help a creature in need. Their courage and empathy exemplify the impact of human kindness on the natural world. Trust was built between species that normally stand apart, showing that respect and understanding can bridge even the widest gaps. In our own lives, we will face hardships and moments where the future seems uncertain. But if we persist, seek help when needed, and extend kindness to others, whether human or animal, we can create new opportunities and inspire change. Like Mosi, every new beginning is a chance to write a story of hope.